Welcome to Chefs in the City. I'm Ann Fisher, along with my co-hosts, Steve Stover and Rich Terapak, longtime cooking teachers and restaurant reviewers, basically the biggest fans of the Central Ohio food scene ever. To learn more about their popular classes, you can check out the Franklin Park Conservatory website at fpconservatory.org. Joining us today is another Central Ohio food lover, Erin Edwards. She's former food editor at the Columbus Monthly. She's co-founder of the Columbus Food Letter, which she launched in 2024 with Columbus Food Adventures Bethia Wolf and Andy Dehus. You can find the Food Letter on Substack, so please check it out. Erin, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Ann. Thank you for having me.
We've got our scarf action going on, which means, yes, indeed,
the polar
people.
vortex is back.
Yes, the polar vortex is heading our way. Winter is coming.
Yes.
I'm wondering, just kind of, I wanted to talk about the Food Letter a little bit.
Yes, please.
Because I'm wondering if it's filling that gap that we've all felt since Columbus Monthly went away, since the Dispatch has a very different format for reviews and whatnot. I mean, just since there's just less.
Yeah, it's a huge problem. Media in general, obviously. Being on the wane, but Columbus Monthly, is still with us, thankfully.
It's a with, but you're not with Columbus Monthly.
Right. The Food Letter. I partnered with Andy and Bethia from Columbus Food Adventures, for a very good reason. No one knows the food scene better than these guys.
Absolutely.
And what I really, love about them is that they focus so much on kind of the international food scene.
Right.
They're really plugged into that, and that was really attractive. So we're really trying to cover that aspect better than anyone. We also cover kind of the big chefs in town and the Caramento restaurants and everything. But we like to cover places that don't have a huge marketing budget, maybe.
Right. And so much, particularly when you're talking about the international scene, a lot of immigrants, a lot is lost in translation. So it's nice to have somebody there who's can help guide people to the right places and to the right
and make them more comfortable
the
about trying it out.
Yeah.
Right.
If you give it an endorsement, it's a very active and vital part of our
like one of the kind of story series we're really proud of, very popular, is called Dine Like an Expert. And we have lunch with maybe someone that grew up with a certain cuisine like Korean or Chinese hot pot, and we just basically ask them a ton of questions about how to eat hot pot, what about dim sum, things like that.
And those of us who were born and raised here need that kind of education because we weren't exposed to it for a long, long time.
A cuisine like hot pot can be kind of intimidating if you go in and you don't, know where everything is. How long do I cook something in the boiling pot? So we try to,
it's different from fondue.
Explain things.
What's the difference between hot pot and fondue?
Fondue is the hot cheese, and hot pot is the hot broth.
Fondue could be hot oil, too. It could be a lot of
That's
things.
true. That's true.
But people have to feel comfortable in Columbus. What kind of reaction do you get from the readers at this point?
It's all been very positive. We're still trying to, convert our free subscribers to be paid, of course. Thank you. And that's always the challenge, of course. But we try to give as much content away as we can for free. But then, we do paywall the stuff that's really exclusive to us.
Like the 70 different cuisines that are available in Columbus.
Right, yes. Bethia and Andy did the hard work of counting all the many cuisines in Columbus, and I think we're over 70 different types of cuisines.
Which is so fantastic.
Yeah.
However, it also makes some of those regions or some of those neighborhoods in Columbus very attractive to federal officials right now.
Unfortunately.
We've had some raids and whatnot. I wanted you to talk a little bit about what the impact of those kinds of things have been on the back rooms of a lot of these places, the kitchens.
No, I think, there's a lot of fear. We already, going into this year, have had staffing issues across the board.
Left over from COVID.
Right. And so this is certainly not going to help. We hear about staffers who are afraid to come to work.
Afraid to leave their house.
Yeah. So, I think it is going to have, maybe we're not seeing the full impact quite yet, but I do think, we may see some closures because of this. Who knows? That's a hard thing to predict.
Yeah.
But.
Well, there are other things that have affected the restaurant scene too. Costs are up.
Yeah.
Beef is up 14%, 15%. Chicken only 1.5%. Labor's up, and overall food costs 3.5%, which I think is But instead, we still had a pretty good year, I think, last year.
I think it was okay.
It was okay.
I think it was a little
That's-
sleepy.
Yeah.
that's
Lacking
kind
in
of the word.
blockbuster.
Yeah.
If you didn't see people kind of like restaurant owners, chefs swinging for the fences
No.
in terms of new openings, and with the exception of Isla, of course, which was a huge, probably the most important opening
And Johnson's
in
Ice Cream.
2025. Yeah.
6
Yeah.
stores?
Yeah, ice cream is doing very well.
Always does.
So is wine.
Strangely.
But yeah, I think 2025 was a little fairly sleepy. I think in a way you kind of see it with the James Beard nominations that just came out yesterday, actually.
At least we got Dan the
Columbus
Baker back.
Dan the Baker.
Had one semifinalist on the list, Dan the Baker, and that's the second year in a row. Now, last year we had 3 semifinalists. This year we're down to 1. Frankly, Cincinnati's kicking our butt in that area.
Yeah,
hate when that happens.
three from.
I think they had 4. And so, I think there's a little uncertainty. People are playing a little closer to the vest.
And that's reflected in the,
Right.
the
Yeah.
awards
The
scene
number of
and that
openings
kind of thing.
and the
Yeah.
number of expensive restaurants to open, blockbusters.
I think it's interesting how people move here to open up restaurants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of an interesting. So we've got these chef type people, these restaurateurs out in the big, on the either coast, that kind of a thing, looking at a place like Columbus. And what are they seeing? What do they tell you?
I think they're seeing affordability. They're seeing more people moving from the coasts.
And
A growing town.
and people, a welcoming atmosphere. The folks from Fox in the Snow moved here, and they had contacts from Cameron Mitchell and from other people who are in the business, Jenny, and that really made them feel welcome and helping them start up their new business.
Yeah. And I think it's an opportunity, frankly, to be a bigger fish in a smaller pond, instead of just a number in L.A. Or,
There have been a couple of these that have been. One of the spouses is from New York, and the other one's from Columbus or nearby. And it's great, but kind of let's leave the big city and see what.
BJ
BJ Lieberman.
and
Yeah.
Lauren Cully and Jeff Exel from Fox in the Snow,
Right.
same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, I
and
mean-
they're succeeding. Yeah. So.
Yeah. I do talk to a lot of chefs or owners who, they've moved here because of family. They wanted to be closer to family. Maybe they have
Babysitters for the
kids who
kids.
can help. Yep.
Yeah. So, and then Columbus just happens to be that kind of a place where, for one reason or another, it's just a really welcoming food scene.
Right.
And growing. Even 2025 was kind of quiet, as you said, but still there was some growth.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We especially saw it, interestingly, in, kind of chains, like international chains, focused on, halal food or, Asian dessert chains, boba tea shops, tons of
shops.
those. I think we're going to continue to see tons of chains like that. But 2026, I'm really excited about some of the things we have coming.
What?
What's
Let's
most
ask
exciting?
them what.
Write this.
Let's jump ahead.
Yeah, let's jump ahead.
Write this down, folks.
Yeah, actually, the food letter that we just published yesterday covered some things we're excited about for the next year. Of course, Amara, which is the new Mediterranean restaurant replacing Milestone 229 on the Scioto Mile.
Hopefully by festival time.
Josh Dalton
Hopefully, that's a Josh Dalton
from Veritas.
creation. He always likes to spin off restaurants based on his travels. So that's really exciting. And I think you spoke recently on a pod about, kind of Columbus hasn't done enough with its riverfront, and I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
It's so weird that finally it is, but way beyond, just way late.
Yeah, that Miracle Mile was put together 15 years ago. Seriously.
Yeah. So Scioto Mile, so the milestone being filled is really exciting.
Yeah. And it's Italian, you think, or is it Mediterranean?
No, Mediterranean.
Yeah, but it's going to be North African,
yes.
Middle
Eastern,
and
Spanish, and a little Italian.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think we're going to see some fresh pita bread, dips, maybe some pita sandwiches, I'm sure some kebabs, probably that kind of thing.
Tangine or something, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Another one I want to call out is The Line, which is a very innovative restaurant coming from the nonprofit Service. And that's the nonprofit that was launched to help hospitality workers in the early throes of the pandemic. And that is an old CCAD building, and they're going to put a restaurant there that is actually going to be a workforce training facility, trying to level up workers. Maybe you have a line cook who wants to become a sous chef and eventually a executive chef. So it's going to help them
and that program
achieve that.
Is perfect for that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Is it related to the one that was at the
at the courthouse?
Yeah.
Yes. So it's kind of the next step. That one's called Cafe Overlook in the Franklin County Courthouse. And that's kind of more entry level in terms of the training. And my understanding is that The Line, which is going to be downtown right off Grant, that this one is a little bit more advanced training.
North of Broad.
And it's going to be a full-service restaurant. Yeah. So that's
competing with Degrees. I don't
really
know how
cool.
Josh will feel
Right,
about
kind of competing with Degree from Columbus State. So that's really a cool.
So it's going to help people who are sort of entry level hone their skills and level up without having to necessarily go to a full blown culinary school type experience. Is that what you mean?
Right.
Advance down the line of the kitchen. Staffing, you start off at Garde-Manger and move up.
And I think it's also going to have
sense.
programming around, if you want to be a sommelier, trying to help you get started there. So that's really exciting. Mm-hmm.
And then, let's talk about Dan the Baker just a little bit. I mean, he is the only one, but still, he did it again.
Yeah, and
somebody likes Dan the Baker.
And in a category not just regional, but it's a national category of best bakery. Yeah. And I just looked at the list came out yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Right. What's interesting about this nomination this year is that he has completely changed the bakery this year.
Greatly expanded.
Kind of surprised us all, adding sandwiches.
Yep.
He does his own gelato. So now it's really a full cafe experience, mostly to go, but, and still very pricey, must be said, but really quality stuff. Probably the best turkey sandwich I've ever had.
Really?
Really? Wow. Okay, good to know.
The turkey bacon, and I don't mean turkey bacon.
You mean turkey?
I mean turkey and bacon.
Yeah.
Very important distinction.
Yeah.
Especially for someone from Tennessee.
The turkey bacon is
not turkey bacon. But very amazing sandwiches there. Yeah. And so I'm really happy for him. He's kind of carrying the
weight of the...
And that expansion was at the same location. He just took over the Bravo property next door, wasn't it?
It was some food service property.
Right. He expanded the space and did it very quietly. Kind of didn't tell anyone about it.
He told us.
It's sort of tucked away on Grandview.
It is, in a little kind of industrialized area, a little bit.
It's worth
it's good, and it's worth it, but I do miss him or his dad, at the Worthington Farmers Market. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah.
Was it the Pantone that he brought along?
Yeah, Pantone, yeah.
It was great.
$80.
Oh, well, no, it was over 100.
It was over 100. I think he got it on sale.
Oh, of course I did.
Even the Atlantic wrote about his.
Yes, that's why it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And it was really, really good. Mm-hmm. But
if we'd known how good it was, we wouldn't have shared it with all the staff.
Well, we also have Rosalita's that's opening in the another
Yes,
Josh Dalton place at Gay and High, sort of tucked back
Oh
in.
yeah.
that's right. No, that's
Another
really
Josh
exciting.
Dalton
We got a
place.
concept.
I'm all for more Mexican and Latin
Okay.
American food.
Well,
Yes.
Yeah.
Lupo on Arlington has moved toward a more Mexican Latin menu.
That's right. They hired a new chef. I think.
Yep, and there's also mezcal on in the old market Italian Village
Mezcla. Yeah, that was one of my favorite openings
of the year.
of the last year. And I mean, it's the kind of place when you go in, you'll see other chefs there because they're really excited about it too.
That's great.
It's Mexican and Latin.
Right, right. Some
they're-
of the best cocktails in town.
The guy
too.
from Coches, from the former
Yeah, Cosecha.
Cocina.
Yeah. His name's Garrett, Chef Garrett Talmadge, I think. And yeah,
He
they're
was
doing
chef
great
there,
stuff.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Which is
so
a great
that's-
property. It's good to see that.
Yeah, it's a beautiful interior, the old Market Italian Village. So I'm really glad. I was really glad to see that space filled.
Yeah.
For sure. I keep waiting to hear what's going
Now
to
there
fill
are-
Chapman's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and also the excitement of the Worthington Inn opening,
Right.
reopening.
What do you make of
With-
that?
Well, the thing I think that's cool is that it's the same people that develop Understory. So we know
Right.
they'll treat the building
Yes.
with grace and respect.
Yes. The open air building where Understory is. Yeah, I mean, I was so pleasantly surprised when I heard it was Wolf's Ridge. I know
Yeah.
they'll do a really
Yeah,
good job.
they do a great job with their downtown restaurant. And
Right.
the,
And that space deserves to have something in it.
Do we know what their take is going to be?
I don't know that much about what it's going to be. I mean, I could assume it would
I've
be.
actually spoken to them, but
Okay.
there's no word.
no
It
worries.
was about being on our podcast.
Yeah.
So I haven't
Yeah.
heard the.
They did save the bar.
Oh,
Oh,
great.
that's the best part. I mean, seriously. You
Yeah.
mean the one on the main floor?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, miss it.
in the back.
Very much. Can't wait. So, chop chop. Gay and High is, Steve, the culinary center of Columbus, or the new culinary center of Columbus, thanks to Josh.
I sort of
And
coined
Jeff
it.
Edwards.
and Jeff.
Thanks to
Jeff
Jeff
Edwards,
Primarily
the actual
Jeff. You've
developer.
got
Yes.
Citizens Trust, the most beautiful bar in the Midwest. You've got Veritas. You've got Accent. You've got Hanks.
Spec.
You've got Spec.
Yeah.
You've got
Chouette. And soon
to
to
be
And then down-
Rosalitas.
and down Gay
And then Gay
Street.
Street
Yeah.
is going to be
Yeah.
a pedestrian mall.
Well, there's more. I mean,
Yeah,
there's,
and on
you know,
Broad Street, there's Three Bites Bakery, great little bakery, Black Kahawa coffee.
Yeah,
So it's been so wonderful to see. I was talking to Greg Stokes. From Accent Wine, and he said, they've been able to expand their hours, stay open longer because of these restaurants being open at night. Someone will come in, have a glass of wine, and then go to their dinner reservation. So that it's just, you're seeing way more people downtown, especially at night, feeling comfortable downtown, which is great to see.
Yeah, and there's a lot of condo and apartment living downtown these days. It's really
Yeah.
taken off.
I knew this would happen.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm not much of a visionary. I didn't think soft soap would ever make it. But I thought living in downtown Columbus was a no-brainer, and that if
Yeah.
they had the right developers, a la Edwards and whatnot, and the rest of them.
It's
Yeah.
almost become the southern part of the short north.
But you need places to
Yeah.
eat. You need bodegas. You need places to shop. That, Hills didn't make it, unfortunately. But hopefully they can get what you need to be able to live down there and be comfortable.
Well, there is a
Crochet
Toro meat market is coming downtown.
and Crochet down in the brewery district.
Yeah,
Kroger.
Kroger.
Oh, time. Like, what? Is he messed up with Target and Crochet? Yes, Kroger in the brewery district.
And
Adequate
Charmy's
parking.
has actually taken over
Yes.
Hills.
Yeah. Is it? I haven't been in.
They had someone take
but
it
they're
over.
more.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They
I
have
didn't know
more
that.
food
Yeah.
to go, but
Two
they still
former
have enough of a
employees
market.
basically
Yeah.
took it over. And
Charmy's.
A lot of prepared food and things
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
well,
And there are a
you
lot
know,
of students in that area, so
Right.
It's
prepared to-
expensive though.
It
I don't
is.
know about.
They'll spell it.
Worth it. But I
Spend
mean,
anything on a cup of coffee.
Yeah, yeah, it's true, and I
Yeah.
won't. So yeah, there we
Exactly.
go.
so, the things having, at High and Gay Street, really exciting. I don't know if I would call it the culinary center of Columbus. I'll push back on that.
Okay.
All right.
I think it's the center of culinary, maybe investment.
Okay.
Thanks to Jeff Edwards. No relation, by the way.
Emerging culinary center.
Yeah.
But culinary center is more like those Morse Roads, those Bethels.
I think it's just more spread out. I think
Bethel Road for
Bethel Road,
international food.
Well, now Westerville and Gahanna are taking off.
Westerville's really booming right now. Isla is in Marion Village, so it's just kind of more spread out.
I wanted to ask you about the Isla concept, Andrew Smith's Supper Club concept in Marion Village. It's fabulous, obviously. What do you make of that? Is that something that you can see lasting?
Oh gosh, I hope so.
Yes, of course.
I certainly hope so. Luckily I've been to the Roy's Avenue Supper Club, which was in their
home.
The chef and his wife's home, and so they're really trying to recreate kind of that experience. Very intimate. You are dining communally with strangers, which is not everyone's cup of tea. Let's be honest. So for some people, they're not going to be into it. But they built a beautiful space. I do think in a post-pandemic world, the chance to get out and dine with others is an important thing we need to try to be doing. And I do
and our
think
demographic too.
Yeah. I do think
Our demographic.
I do think that once you call it a restaurant, people are immediately more, not quite as open as when you go to their home and you're sitting with folks. I do think people are a little more guarded than than the supper club home.
You notice the difference between.
Yeah, but the food's still wonderful.
Yeah.
The service is just, lovely. And Andrew comes out every course and explains.
That's terrific.
The intention behind the dish, which is just
his wife.
I can't think of anyone else doing that. Yes, Devaney's
the leftover vegetable soup, is that the one? Don't they have something about the scraps soup?
Yes, they do. Yeah, that's one of the first courses usually.
That.
So they really care about kitchen waste, not letting things go to
Have you
waste.
done the chef's counter?
I have not
No, we
yet.
haven't either.
I have not.
There's the dining on Wednesday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
And then
Thursday is the day where they have the chef's counter.
Okay, at Isla. Right, okay.
Right. I think it's a 6-seat counter, so you're facing the kitchen, so it's very...
He's cooking for you.
And they're just bringing you what they're making. That's what you're getting.
Are you watching that as well?
And you're watching them, maybe you get something extra, I'm not sure.
Probably compares to the Franklin Park Conservatory classes.
Yeah.
So if the communal dining, at a longer table with, 10 or 12 people is not your thing, then the chef's table might be more of your thing.
A slightly different take on all of this. Agni has done very well. Abishar Barua's place. And it's different. It's not the communal dining necessarily, but it's also, it is what it is. You're going to get what they're making.
Yeah, I counted more than, the current menu has more than a dozen tastes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's always fabulous.
And he'll tell you a dozen, and then you'll end up with 15.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I want you to try this.
Yeah.
That's another one.
Wonderful.
Is he still doing demonstrations, cooking those 2 seats in the back?
By the fire?
Yes. My understanding is they also have a chef's counter right in front of the
Fire.
Right in front of the
fire. So it is very hot.
Yeah.
You do need to know that going in.
Go in the winter.
We saw, going where?
We saw it, yeah.
We saw it before they lit the fire.
That's right.
Yeah.
It was more than a twinkle in somebody's eye, but it was before the place opened.
Speaking of fire,
Yeah.
who's the new guy?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, goodness.
There
I'm
is
so
a new
embarrassed.
guy.
Yeah, there is a new guy.
And I'm really embarrassed. I don't know his name yet.
Yeah, okay. But that position was open for a long
A
time.
wide range of experience.
Yeah.
But he didn't start it. I mean, it was such a big deal when
Sebastian.
Roca.
Roca, when he opened it, it was everything. He helped pick out the tile and the floor, that kind of a thing. And it's not going to be that same sort of a relationship between the executive chef and...
No, and he was one of the things I liked that he did is he brought other chefs together. He did a 10 hands dinner where he had 5 of Columbus's chefs. And not only did they cook their own dishes, but they helped plate each other. I thought that was really cool.
It was cool stuff.
Hopefully we'll see some programming like that continue. But I'm afraid that one snuck up on me.
Really dropped the ball on that, Erin.
I just wanted to say one more thing about Agni. One hack. I mean, the price tag can be kind of off-putting.
It's gone up again
to a lot of people. So one little secret, maybe I should keep this to myself, is if you sit at the bar, you can order. You don't have to do the entire tasting menu. You can kind of pick and choose.
Or a la carte,
Which,
And we talked about that before, so you have to give it away.
Yeah, no, I mean, and Abishar encourages people to try that out. If you can get in and if it works, he doesn't take any. He thinks it's just fine.
And the saintly and long-suffering Mary G. Stover has selected that as the destination for her birthday dinner.
Oh,
which is coming up
lucky lady.
as part of her birthday week or month. Steve's got the month. Mary only gets
birthday
a day.
jubilee, just a week.
Thoughts about any enduring impacts of the pandemic? I mean, you referenced the post-pandemic world, so I'm kind of wondering.
Yeah.
One thing about Isla that we didn't talk about was why Andrew Smith, why they went that direction, is they were just done with the drudgery part of the restaurant business. They wanted to have a real life.
Right. This dates before the pandemic.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think he's told me, I actually profiled him for Columbus Monthly, and, he suffered from real burnout when he was at Rock Mill Tavern and kind of left.
Salt and Pine before that.
Salt and Pine before that, which was a huge opening. And he, said he was burnt out. He kind of quit the industry for a while, but then that's when they started Roy's Avenue Supper Club, and kind of, I think it rekindled his love for cooking and cooking for other people, service.
But he said he's not going back. I mean, that Isla they like what is happening there, and that's what they want to feel like.
It's only 4 days a week.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, he has more control.
He doesn't burden himself with a lot of
when you have the
administrative stuff.
Two seatings of 18 people. It's very
and you know
doable.
exactly what you're cooking and what you have to do to,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I really hope it works out.
I do too.
I'm excited about it.
And these are expensive, but they're worthwhile.
Yeah, so I can
Really.
eventually go to them. That's why they have to last, so I can eventually, go rob a bank or something. But all worth it, all worth it, all worth it.
That's important.
Erin Edwards, thanks so much for joining us today. We
Thank
really
you so much,
appreciate
Ann.
it. Hope you'll come back.
Steve, Rich, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Say
Good.
hi to the
Absolutely.
folks at Columbus Food Adventures.
Yeah, and the
uh,
Columbus Food Letter.
Food
And the
letter.
Columbus Food Letter,
Yeah.
that's right. Good luck with that.
Thank you.
And
It's really well done, particularly on the unusual Asian and foreign kinds of things.
Yeah.
They've got. You and Bethia do a tremendous job of explaining this stuff.
Oh, thank
we
you.
ought to know. We have to know as well where to get the spices.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Because there are a couple of new grocery stores. That
right.
provide it.
Saraga.
Yeah.
North Market Spices, of
Yeah.
course, he does a great job.
It's one of the Columbus Center shopping
Penzies,
center.
if you want.
Penzies.
Yeah.
So, thank you
Okay.
again.
Yeah.
All right. You can find the Food Letter on Substack. That is Erin Edwards. She is co-founder of the Columbus Food Letter, launched in 2024 with Columbus Food Adventures. Thanks so much for listening. Share this with your friends. Remember, a meal is always best shared. So do that. Goodbye.
Boxland Media. Think big.